Hi, morning, Richard. How are you?
Hi, not too bad, Peter. Thanks so much.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, welcome to the Business Spotlight, Richard. It's great to see you this morning. Would you mind sharing a little about yourself and your business, please?
Yeah, certainly, no worries. So myself and my wife both started off in the charity sector, and it must be about 9 years ago now. That the nature of the charity sector is that it's funded. So my funding came to an end, and I was find myself out of a job. So thought, what shall I do next? And I'd always been good at the IT thing. So we thought we'll start this IT company. And here we are 8 and a bit years later, now with a small family managed services firm, nine staff, business going on in various countries around the world, which is quite cool for a little family company from Crossgar. We look after businesses in Abu Dhabi, we look after businesses in California. We've got ships all across the North Sea that we have bits of IT to do with. There's all kinds of things going on, which is really cool. And one of the bits of the business, I guess, that I'm most proud of is that we have maintained that sort of charity focus. So we're one of the largest or foremost IT services companies for charities in Northern Ireland. We know the space really well, having been in it as employees working for charities, and now a service provider to that sector.
That's a brilliant story. Brilliant story. And it's nice that the charity element has woven its way through from start to where you are now.
Yeah, I really enjoy that bit. I mean, I guess from a business perspective, it's because it's really easy conversations. We're giving stuff away for free, and then we make some money off the back of services and things like that as well, and our consultancy and whatever. But we do everything at a discount for charities, and there's so much there that they can have for nothing that they just don't know about. And it blows me away every day that these charities don't know about this. So hopefully, if anybody sees this interview, it's a few more charities, and come and talk to us,
And is there a particular business leader, Richard, that inspires you or has given you inspiration in your journey?
Well, it's tempting to answer this question with sort of big names out there. I mean, I have some affinity for some of the things that popular names would have done. Take the likes of Richard Branson or Elon Musk, and they also have many of their flaws and downsides, at least that we get to see publicly. But to be honest, I think I'd like to answer this question with the two father figures in my life being the inspiration. So my own father and my father-in-law, both of whom have been in different areas of business across their lives, and one of whom is still doing that, and both made a reasonable success of it, and are constant sources of inspiration and advice to me. So I'm very grateful to have them around me.
Very good. Richard Branson has cropped up before, answered from other people in other interviews, but a lot of close family as well. So it's really cool to hear that it's your father and father-in-law. And what would you say is the best piece of advice that you've ever been given?
It's a hard question to answer, but I think trust your instincts. And I still, while it's a fantastically valuable piece of advice, I still don't take it as often as I should. And it tends to be the times when I don't take it that things go wrong for me, either personally or in business or whatever else. So I really must learn to trust my instincts. But it's so easy to get swayed by other pressures or other influences. But I have slowly begun to trust them in business. And when I do trust them, things tend to work out reasonably well. And if I may answer this with a second one as well, if I had to pick another one, I would say surround yourself with good people. And I know there's another question later on, and sort of touches on this too. But we have built our business by partnership, and we've recognised that we can't do everything. So we surrounded ourselves not only with good people within our business, but good people in other businesses. We have partners that do telecoms, because we don't do that. We're not good at that. We have partners who do websites and don't want to do email services because that's not what they do, but we do that really well, so they send us work. And we have partners who do network cabling and fire and security and all kinds of other related things. And because we've surrounded ourselves with these people, then we don't really have to go to market much to look for our work. It comes to us because of the strength of our reputation, which is great.
Brilliant, great share. Who's the first person, Richard, that comes to mind when you think about the word success?
Well, at risk of repeating myself, I would say, unfortunately, Elon Musk. I see him as incredibly successful, but also I temper that with saying I'm not sure that that's a good thing. I'm not sure that it's a good thing that he appears first in my mind, or that he is what any of us would consider a pinnacle of success. I don't know that any of us needs that much money or power or whatever else, but he is the first person who comes to my mind. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And what would you say in a blowing your own trumpet time? What would you say are your top three strongest qualities as a business owner?
um, well, I find blowing my own trumpet somewhat difficult, as I'm sure many folks do, but I'll give it a good go. Strong work ethic. If I had to pick something that I am good at, it is working hard. Whether I'm good at the work that I'm doing is a different question, but I'm good at working hard at it. Happy to put the long hours in, and I would never ask someone inside or outside my team to do something that I wouldn't do myself, and possibly couldn't do myself. But that actually is, I guess, gets on to another point. So I think I'm quite good at recognizing my own limitations or failures. It's, I can't do everything, and I will never be perfect at everything. There's no point pretending otherwise. So therefore, I've got to surround myself with good people who can do things that I can't do, and I've got to have good systems that limit those failures and things like that. And then I think the last thing that I'm pretty good at is the sort of vision and strategy element. And I know where I want the business to go, and I'm hopefully reasonably good at guiding the company towards that vision. We have some big exciting things coming up for us in the future as we begin to move into more public sector work. I can't share what those are, I'm afraid, at this stage, but we've been positioning ourselves ready to take advantage of these opportunities that we knew were coming, and we're getting there. That's taken us 5 years. So.
Well, it sounds exciting, and I look forward to hearing about the update when you're in a position to be able to share that and indeed celebrate it. Do you have a favorite book or podcast that gets your juices flowing at all, Richard?
Absolutely. It is well, not so much one, more a series. Discworld by Terry Pratchett is where I go to just to sort of get my head out of work, and that's a nightly read for me. And I'm busy working my way back through the Discworld series for about the third time, something like that. It's great fun, just a good Mickey take of life.
Very good, very good. That's the first one time that's come up. So excellent, great share, great share. What's the biggest challenge that you're currently facing in your business?
Without going into too much nitty gritty, there's some major contractual changes being imposed by Microsoft, and they are making our lives and our customers' lives somewhat difficult. We have circa 400 customers, so we're having to make changes to all of those, and the timeline has been pushed up significantly by Microsoft. So right this moment, that is a huge challenge for us, but it has a defined end date. So by April, we should be in a more relaxed position, and then whatever the next challenge is.
Yes. And what are you most excited about, Richard, in 2023?
Well, to be honest, a few things. The professionally expanding further into the Republic of Ireland market, which is something we're currently doing, both on the business and the charity front. And as I said right at the beginning, that the charity aspect of what we do is a huge aspect of what we do, and a bit that I'm particularly proud of, and I love it every time we take on a new charity customer. It's just fantastic, and I'm looking forward to expanding that further. We've got a few partnerships we're working on that should bring us a few more charities. And then personally, I'm just looking forward to taking some time out with the family, and heading up the North Coast, or we've got a few holidays planned, which is nice because we've all of us have been stuck here quite a lot with COVID and things like that. My young family was particularly young when that happened, so we didn't get away on some of the things we might have done. So there's a bit of catch-up time owed to us as a family, and we're looking forward to taking that.
Good stuff, good stuff. And tell me, what does your business look like in 5 years' time?
Well, I smiled when I saw that question on the list, and I have a fairly specific answer. This is more like a prediction, and we'll find out in 5 years' time, Peter, whether we've met it or not. But I've put down that we'll have 4 more staff. We'll have several major government contracts, both north and south of the border. We'll have 50 more managed service provider customers, which includes some of the charities, and our turnover will have grown to approximately 2 million. And I've added, I may have had an aneurysm.
Well, hopefully you're all correct, bar the last.
Bar the last one, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, it's been really interesting hearing from you, Richard. If somebody listens to the interview and is keen to get in touch, what would be the best way for them to go about that?
So if I provide you with my contact details and you publish those somewhere, that you're more than welcome to do that. Or our website is always there at supportitni.net, and there's contact information on that. That too is another work in progress. Our website isn't overly reflective of what we do anymore, and there is a new one in the works for this calendar year. But the contact details are still there. Please do get in touch that way. We'd love to hear from anybody, businesses large or small, or charities, as I say, and we'll happily help them with their IT challenges.
Fantastic. Well, that's been a great start to the week. So Richard Gawith from Support ITNI, thank you very much for your time this morning. Have a super week and a super end or rest of 2023. Thanks very much.
No worries, Peter. Thank you so much for having me. It's been fantastic.